Second Story Books, celebrating 50 years of dedicated bookselling.
Artworks is made possible in part by the citizens of Baltimore County and by the Ruth R. Martyr Arts Endowment Fund, the Robert E. Meyerhoff and Rita Becker Endowment for the Arts, the E.T. and Robert B. Rockland Fund, the Henry and Ruth Blaustein Rosenberg Foundation Arts Endowment in memory of Ruth Martyr. My name is Wendel Patrick, and I am the host of Artworks. I am a musician, a professor, a photographer, and a lover of the arts. So I first came across Stem and Vine when I was walking through the neighborhood, which I often do, and I looked in the window and saw lots of plants, and on subsequent occasions when I would walk past at different hours, there would be lots of people inside. I peeked in the window and saw that there was a bar, and was just really curious about, what is this? What's going on inside? And so at some point I came in and was just blown away with what actually is in here. There's just so much.
My name is Quincy Goldsmith. I live in Baltimore, but I'm from a little bit everywhere. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a cultural center downtown Baltimore called Stem and Vine. Horticulture is, I would define it as a combination of science and creativity, where plants are used for nourishment, medicine, and art. Because we're in Baltimore, majority minority city, my audience is different, and I can market to them in a way I might not be able to do in another area. The city is probably 38% women of color, which is a huge demographic that I think we can put products, events in front of for success. Sometimes we have 3 or 4 events a day. We have Pilates, yoga, we do art openings, we've had memorial services, we've had engagement parties, everything but get someone married, and we're working on that. We hope that this holiday season will be a positive one for holiday events. We do lots of different things here. We love to create terrariums. We're working on community gardens where the science is used creatively for art and beauty. I'd like for the for-profit for this space to end up just being a gift shop for the nonprofit, where we bring people together for positive change using horticulture and nature.
So Quincy's been amazing. Since the first time I came in here, Quincy's been super open to answering any questions that I had, and I had a lot because I'm relatively new to being a plant dad. I'm enjoying it a lot, but Quincy's been really helpful in terms of telling me how I should care for plants, care for the plants that I have. Each time I've acquired something new and I've had a question, Quincy's been really great about telling me what I should look out for. Has also recommended to me that I not get certain plants based on my level of knowledge, and it's been really great. I look forward to seeing Quincy every time I come in. Quincy Goldsmith. So we are here at Stem and Vine, an amazing location and venue here in Baltimore. And how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm wonderful. Very happy to have you in to showcase the space and talk about plants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I live in the neighborhood, and I would walk past the front of Stem and Vine often, and didn't really know what was in here, and started to look through the window and would see all kinds of amazing things going on in here, and I would think to myself, oh, what is that? What is this space? Can you talk a little bit about what Stem and Vine is?
Sure. We are a plant shop at our core. Plants and nature is what what our foundations are built on. But the cultural aspect of plants is very, very important to me. We want to talk about where plants are from. So the shop is aggregated by region, so you get a little bit of education on where plants are from, how they're used in these different areas. We're also a wine bar and a bottle shop, because those are plant-based products, and we also tie those into their native origins as well. We love to showcase art. Currently, we have Latin American art on display for Hispanic Heritage Month, but that's also a cultural component that we like to build into what we've created.
Yeah, there's so much that goes on here, and at some point, obviously, I came through the door after like my fourth or fifth time of just saying like, what is in there? And I remember coming in and meeting you for the first time, and was really blown away by not only the plants that you have in here, but the decor, the artwork, the fact that you have an open atrium, which I didn't realize you had until I came in. And I think what struck me the most was your openness and willingness to answer questions. And I am a recent plant, what would you call it?
Plant daddy?
Plant daddy, yes. Yeah. I spent many years as like a plant distant uncle, I would say. Yeah, I remember I started to come in and I would ask you, I'd say, well, what is that? Or, and you would answer the question and give me a little bit more information. And I've acquired a few plant children from you. And so as someone who has had a relationship with plants for far, far longer than I have, can you tell me where that relationship and love originated from for you?
I don't have like a long history of, my mother or grandmother had a ton of plants in the house. My grandmother had a Swedish ivy that pieces of it have been passed along into my family and around the country. But I think for me, I'm a retired engineer. I used to work in the Japanese auto industry. I designed steel and aluminum specifically for the Japanese industry, and although it seems like a stretch, metals come out of the ground. They're a natural science. Plants are also similarly out of the ground and are a science. Horticulture, botany. So there is a connection there, but the real connect for me was with my travel in my professional career, getting to see these plants and these spirits and these wines in their native areas, and some of those areas are places where Black or brown people are from, which is the majority population here in Baltimore. So I saw that as an opportunity to connect culture to this population in a way that folks can take it home, bring it into their lives, share it with their families. You did mention about how I answered questions, and one thing I love to say is that we try to attract intellectually curious people, people that want to know this or that, or different ways that they can augment their lives, different information they can share with their families, and just to help better themselves. So that's something that we definitely want to try to strive to do here. Thanks for recognizing that.
Oh, absolutely. What are some of the plants that you have in your home?
I have big plants. I love big plants. I'm not one of those people that wants to buy a little and watch it grow. I buy big plants and watch them get bigger. I've got trees in my house. I've got two large ficus. I have a ficus Audrey on my third floor that's probably about 12 feet. When I first started this, I probably had about 150 plants because I wanted to learn how to take care of them. And actually, plants that I have problems taking care of, I don't even sell. If I can't tell you how to take care of it, I don't want to sell it. There's also a few plants I'm not the biggest fan of because they're more difficult, and I want people to have success with their horticultural exploits here. So yeah, most of my plants are pretty well established. They're also a lot easier to take care of when they're bigger.
Yeah. So I will say that now when I go around my home and count my plants, I'm now officially at a number where I lose count sometimes. And but I'm still relatively new to all of this, and for a long time I really was afraid of having plants because I just anytime historically that I had a plant or had to take care of someone's plants, it did not necessarily go well. And but the plants that I have now, many of which I've gotten here and you've helped me with, are all thriving.
Okay.
And one of the things I've learned, I think, oftentimes things can be oversimplified, right? So when you're growing up, you learn that plants need water and sunlight. And in speaking with you and getting to know more about plants, I've learned that there's so much subtlety to what certain plants need or don't need. And I was wondering if you could speak maybe a little bit about your relationship to caring for plants, if you find yourself particularly attached to any of the plants in your home, all of them?
Great question. People ask me all the time how I take care of all these plants, and my goal is not to have to sell them pretty quickly, but they generally take care of me. I haven't been sick in 2 years from coming in here every day, and we do communicate. I mean, I'm not one that talks to my plants, but there's language and communication going on. I mean, we all know in here who the difficult plants are, and we keep an eye on them. But I have I wouldn't say I even have a certain plant day that I do a regular routine. But we know what we're doing. Yeah, we know where to look for signs of potential concern. As I mentioned before, I don't bring difficult plants in generally, and when I do, we've got our eye on them. But like I said, they generally take care of me. My blood pressure is pretty low. I'm healthy, and my mind is my mental health, I think, is pretty good. I take part in horticultural therapy daily, and it grounds me, and I see what it does to others, so I know that what we're doing here is positive benefits.
One of the things that I love about Stem and Vine is your connection to the community. You have so much that goes on here. You have yoga classes, you have other wellness endeavors, you have music, you host events as well, and you have a wine bar, and whenever I come in here, there's often people sitting at the tables and maybe having a conversation, maybe having a drink. What is the importance, do you think, of tying all of these things together?
First of all, we do so many things, and I need to have a common core through it, or else it would be a little bit, it wouldn't make sense. It'd be too staggered, like I'm trying to do too much. And we are doing a lot, but I think that it all fits underneath the wellness umbrella. Maybe even the horticultural wellness, because it all ties back to plants in some kind of way. And when something is brought to us that doesn't fit, it seems pretty obvious. It's like, okay, that's not a stem and vine, that at least has to go somewhere else. But you didn't mention we also have a nonprofit, the Stem and Vine Community Foundation, where we again focus on community. The S&V is for support and value. We support and value our communities at the Stem and Vine Community Foundation. So We have after-school programming. We've done a summer camp. We want to work with a multitude of city schools, with the geriatric population. Again, so many things can fit underneath our umbrella. Literacy is important to us, even though that's not plant-based. It's important, and we think that can fit under what we're trying to do. Financial literacy. There's a number of different things that we want to do here. We love to support cultural endeavors, cultural celebrations. We do a monthly Latin music series called La Sonora, where we celebrate a different Latin culture every month. I love our Haitian benefit that we've done twice now this year, once this year, once last. So those are the types of things we want to do. We want to bring communities together so they can support each other, and we want to value their contributions.
It's amazing. So Stem and Vine, can you tell me where does that name come from?
That was my wife's wonderful contribution to this, amongst others. The STEM, of course, for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. My wife's also a technical person, and but also your wine glass has a stem, and plants grow on stems. So we've got a lot of STEM in here. We actually have a room, a classroom that we call the STEM room. That's our space that we have dedicated for education.
Wow. And you talked a little bit about your history with the automotive industry as an engineer. What was your childhood like with regards to plants, trees, horticulture?
My father was military, so we traveled a lot. I was born in the States, and I moved to Japan. My sister was born in Japan. Lived throughout the States, and then spent quite a bit of time in the United Kingdom. And honestly, I don't have many memories of plants in my childhood. Like I said, my grandmother, she had some plants, and then I knew that different members of my family had a piece of one that she had after she passed, but I can't say that there's a deep connection to plants from an early age. Mm-hmm. It's kind of later in life. Mm-hmm. But I will say this though, one of the things that I noticed when I was traveling, and I traveled extensively with my engineering work. I worked for a Swedish and Chinese company, and I've lived and worked probably 15 to 20 different countries, but whenever you fly into somewhere, the first thing you notice are the plants, the trees. You see those from the sky. And when you get on the ground, the food you eat, the type of plant food, or your drinks, the cocktails, or your wine or spirits, it's all plant-based. And I noticed that pretty soon after I started traveling professionally, and that caught my eye. And then I did start to have a small plant collection, maybe about 10 years ago. But then around COVID is when this really kind of kicked in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is it that you would hope somebody coming in to Stem and Vine for the first time, what is it that you would hope they would leave with, besides possibly some plants?
Plants, a piece of art. Solving some intellectual curiosity, coming in and asking questions about their own plants, about plants that they have interest in. I hope they would learn to not water so much, because I think 80% of plants, thank you. I think 80% of plants die because people they helicopter plant parent. They need to back up a little bit. But if you know where your plant is from, you have a much better chance of knowing how to take care of it. If it's from North Africa where it doesn't rain, then you don't need to water your plant every day, every week, maybe not even every month. If it's from a place that gets a lot of rain, then you need to water it more often. But even in those circumstances, it's where you put it in your home, how much sun it's getting, how much water it's drinking, and then you make some modifications. But your plants will talk to you. You just got to listen to them and watch what they're showing you.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that. One of the plants that I acquired recently is one of the plants that I would see when I was a child in Trinidad. And I had not seen one in ages, where you touch and it closes.
Okay.
Yeah. So as a child, because my father's from Trinidad, my mother's from Jamaica, and when we would travel to Trinidad, we would often stay at the Trinidad Hilton, and they would have those shame plants just outside and around. And my sister and I would try to touch as many of them as we could, because they would just like shy away. But there are other plants that look like those, and I've seen them in the States, and I would always go and try to touch them, and then nothing would happen. So I was pretty surprised when I saw one the other day at a greenhouse, and
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, I bought it here. I was so excited, and so yeah, like I'll like fiddle with it at home. I'll be like,
I love that. I mean, like I said, it ties back to your culture.
Yeah.
You know, you can connect with that and think about home, think about your family. You know, maybe might get you to eat more food from back home. You know, just to connect.
well, I already eat enough of that.
But there have been so many stories people have come in here and told me about, you know, the things that their grandmother told them to do for home remedies. Some of them I'm like, that can't be true, you know. There's one lady who had there's a cactus, I think it's an apuncha cactus, but it has like big paddles, and she said that if she had a headache, her grandmother would tell her to, she put one on each side of her head and wrap a banana leaf around it and go to bed, and it would suck out, you know, whatever was giving her her headache. But there are so many stories like that.
Well, you know, years ago, I was in Bolivia, and I was actually up at Lake Titicaca, which is, I believe I was told it's the highest, it's one of the highest lakes in the world in terms of altitude. And so I was there for a couple of days, and there's a hike there that you can do up to a holy site. And I've never been so affected by altitude in my life in terms of walking up, and I kept having to stop, and and there was a Bolivian man coming down, and he saw myself and my partner. We were struggling a little bit, and he looked at us, and he looked at the ground, and he pulled something out of the ground and gave it to us, and he said, just smell this as you go. And I remember thinking, like, what? Why? And immediately it helped. Yeah. I was shocked.
I love that. I love that. You remember when COVID first happened, they talked about how all of Africa was going to die because there's like 6 ventilators on the continent, and it didn't happen.
No.
It didn't happen. And I'm sure these plants had something to do with it. You know, exactly.
Yeah. You know, in terms of connection to family and culture, as I mentioned, both of my parents are from the Caribbean, and both of them are actually very, very much into plants and greenery. And my mother, when she lived here in Baltimore, she had a garden in the backyard, and you know, she loved to grow her own vegetables, and had a number of plants. And she would sometimes ask me to help her, and you know, I would help, but it wasn't my connection. You know, it was hers, and I helped her because she asked me to. But since her passing, I've definitely felt more of a connection to her through the plants that I have, and through caring for the plants, and so that's something that I'm really, really grateful for. And certainly my conversations with you when I've come in have really helped with that.
Oh, good.
So I'm very grateful for that as well.
Good, good. I would say, I wish people did not give peace lilies when someone passes. That I try to to steer people towards easier plants, so they don't create additional stress on themselves, because they're not the easiest plants to take care of. But so many people do connect with their loved ones through the plants that they either had or were given. So yeah, that's special. I hear a lot of stories like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like having you here in Baltimore and having Stem and Vine here in Baltimore is really an amazing thing and very beneficial to the community and to the city. And so I just wanted to tell you that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in today and for your continued patronage and for keeping the children alive. Thank you.
Absolutely. I may leave with a plant.
Okay. Piece of art too.
Piece of art. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Artworks is made possible in part by the citizens of Baltimore County and by the Ruth R. Martyr Arts Endowment Fund, the Robert E. Meyerhoff and Rita Becker Endowment for the Arts, the E.T. and Robert B. Rockland Fund, the Henry and Ruth Blaustein Rosenberg Foundation Arts Endowment in memory of Ruth Martyr.